Hello, welcome to al-Farabi Kazakh National University TV studio. Today we have a discussion about collaboration on Great Silk Road. We have wonderful guests, Her Excellency Madame Naheed FARID. She is youngest member of the parliament, female member of the parliament ever elected in Afghanistan. We also have Janel Bayastanova. She is director for Kazakhstan Parliament Development Fund, and she is expert on NGO development in Kazakhstan. We have very simple topic today. We talk about collaboration on Great Silk Road. We talk about cultural exchanges. We talk about educational exchanges. And it will be a good idea to hear some opinions, some ideas from our guests who traveled from Afghanistan about opportunities for cultural exchanges, and maybe to talk about one angle, a gender angle. Please, Your Excellency, Naheed FARID.
Hello, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here, and thank you to audience. Actually, I'm a member of parliament of Afghanistan. My name is Naheed FARID, and I believe my trip to Kazakhstan, to Almaty, opened my eyes to many new factors that we can start collaboration, we can start a relationship between Afghanistan and Kazakhstan. You know about Silk Road, an ancient highway that Afghanistan was the crossroad of this Silk Road. And through that, the traders enjoyed all the beautiful cultures that people have in this area, in this region. They could the people could exchange many things beside of the culture. Many products have been exchanged between this region, but unfortunately, in decades of war, now this ancient and beautiful highway that we had in the history of the region is ruined. And that's the best way is to go and dig in the history and find out what can be done to find out how we can start collaboration, how we can start more relationship between the people of Afghanistan and people of Kazakhstan.
And Janel, you please, what is your view?
I really thank you. I really like your opinion on the cultural on reviving the cultural background and historical situation within the country. I would also add to this that the best collaboration between two nations becomes with the youth. Not only the beginning from the exchanges between the students, exchanges between girls, exchanges between teachers, women, and exchanging with the social projects, with the transformations in the consciousness to the modern approaches for the social collaboration would be the best background and reasons for the youth to start between two countries.
You know, I remember that yesterday at the presentation of our conference, Model UN New Silk Way, you gave wonderful, beautiful quote of Rumi. In Kazakhstan, people highly value and highly respect like wonderful name of Rumi. And I know that in Afghanistan, people know the name of al-Farabi and highly value it.
Exactly.
And I believe it talks about one thing. In the field of education, in the field of research, we have a lot of things in common in the past and a lot of things to develop in future. What do you think about the program for Afghan students to study in Kazakhstan? And I know you met many Afghan students. So what do you think about this angle of development of Silk Road?
I think one of the things that we have to remember is that we really need the ground to start the relationship. And the ground is Farabi, the ground is Maulana Rumi. Yesterday I quote the beautiful poem of the Rumi, who said that raise your words, not your voice. It's rain that gives flowers, not thunder. Raise your words means increase your knowledge, bring the ability of understanding to your mind, and understanding and knowledge and ability to do research is the ground of having any development in any history of any nation. And I'm so glad that people of Kazakhstan and the government of Kazakhstan provided this opportunity for the people of Afghanistan, for the young generation, for the girls and boys that I saw many of them during these 2 days, to study here, to gain that knowledge, to raise their words, according to Rumi. And this is a wonderful ground. You should just go and read and understand that they already gave you the guideline. They already told you how you can become a better person, how you can make difference, how you can bring changes to the society. And this is a very good time. On behalf of people of Afghanistan and the young generation, I thank the people of Kazakhstan, the government of Kazakhstan, for providing this opportunity for my young generation. And they are the best gift that a nation can give, the knowledge and the ability to bring change. We are waiting, counting minutes to have them back in Afghanistan and to let them start developing in any area that they're studying. The second thing that you talked about, beside of the trade that I told you at the beginning, which is a very, very important way to have this transmission and the transformation of the information between two nations, we really need to work on research. Not only in history, in every areas, in political development, in civil society development, in IT, in many areas. We really need researchers, many more researchers in finding ways how to bring change to the situation of the countries. You know about my country that although we have a very rich heritage and culture, although we had a nation which is really brave, that they had 3 or 4 fights against empires for their freedom and for the peace, the nation of Afghanistan really need help. We really have to help them in democracy, have to help them in building the system. We have to help them in finding ways of bringing development to the villages. We have to help them how to do a better agriculture, how to do a better, how to dig minerals to bring it, to bring more wealth to their families and to the villagers. All these things really need research. We really need that.
And here comes Janel, because she has also experience in conducting research, and I believe she can add a few words about possible collaboration in the research area, and especially maybe parliamentarism, gender, these kind of issues.
This is a very important thought about starting with the research, because any ground for collaboration starts with the dialogue first, and then interaction, and then building the relationship. The research would be a good start. Specifically, in my view, I see the research in the education, in the social rights, empowering the women for economic rights, cultural and social rights, empowering the girls for a better life should take place. Then all these results should be integrated within the program for the development, which should lies within the strategy of the government. I know that in Afghanistan there is a program which concludes the strategy for the development until 2020. That should be also taken into consideration, and mechanisms, transparent mechanisms for building relationship, for interaction between the state and civil society should be enforced.
Thank you. And you know, this like couple of years already, very important years for international community, for one simple reason. United Nations introduced a new concept we call it SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. And when we talk about Sustainable Development Goals, we talk about green economy. And green economy has one component, like social component and gender component. And we know that this year Kazakhstan will host Expo 2017. So do you think that green economy is important for Afghanistan, and how Kazakhstan can share maybe some ideas about green economy at Expo?
Okay. First of all, our SDG, we really want Afghanistan to catch up and to keep in track of giving reports to United Nations how we could gain more development in these different aspects of SDG. But the issue of women, as you said, gender equality, one thing that Afghanistan has to really put more attention, because women of Afghanistan face domestic violence, face street violence, they face even legal procedure violence, and we really have to bring some reforms to this system. About green economy, Afghanistan is an agricultural country, and the base of economy of Afghanistan is agriculture. We have enough water, we have enough lands. Many women are involved in saffron cultivating these days. But we definitely have to bring more development to this sector of agriculture. And women of Afghanistan, as the most vulnerable part of the society, they really have to get engaged and involved in economy, in production. Otherwise, the violence will continue. They have to be independent. They have to find out ways in the village that they, even if there is no husband or there is no attention of the family, this woman has the enough ability to continue education or to raise the children and send them to the school. So green economy is not just about economy or just about agriculture. It's about empowering women. And I think it really works for Afghanistan, because women of Afghanistan really want to get involved. At the same time, the green economy is working on environment. We really have to bring that to dialogue and to attention of the politicians and decision makers in the parliament, in the government, anywhere that there's decision makers. We have to bring that in attention. And why not having women as agents of bringing such a important and interesting change?
And probably it comes your angle, green economy and parliamentarism, because actually legal regulation of environment, legal regulation of green economy is very important, and in an angle of agenda. So what do you say about maybe a research angle and other opportunities to think about green economy and as a role of NGOs and roles of parliaments in this development?
First of all, the role of politics in raising the green economy would be in adopting the international covenants, international pacts on, if we talk about the gender, on women issues, first of all, international pact on economic, cultural, and social rights.
Mm-hmm.
In order women are empowered in the context, for example, social entrepreneurship within the green economy, because as you gave the examples of women who deal with the problems from their homes and finishing with their awareness, I think that I see that the best need of women to raise their first of all legal awareness, second of all empower them for the social and economic activities, and that would complement a lot for the green economy in the future. And again, in the context of gender issues, if woman is empowered enough to freely express her freedom of words, freedom of her activity, she will be able to raise the economy of Afghanistan for the best results. And in terms of the, did you ask me about the research?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In terms of the research, I think that it should be a bottom-up approach. First of all, there should be a field research and asking the women, providing the pulse, social pulse on the needs of women for expressing their rights, of what rights should be adopted and what rights should be worked on and developed for them to start their activity with expressing their economic, cultural, and social rights. And then there should be interaction between the NGOs and the government in order to define the specific priorities and strategies to empower women, for example, within these rights. And then at the top, the parliament should work on, the government should work on the specific legislative acts in order the gender strategy is taking place. Because this is not easy. It's not about taking the laws. It's not about adopting the approaches. It's about setting the mechanisms which, for the long run, will bring the best results for women and for the population. In some of the countries of CIS countries, in Central Asia specifically, we have the best laws, but sometimes the mechanisms for making these laws working are not good enough. So that's where the researchers should take the opinions and the maybe implementation of international best practices should be taken into account as well.
I think it's wonderful ideas. Thank you very much for sharing. Because basically al-Farabi University and many universities in Afghanistan and Kazakhstan should be and might be and should be driving force for building closer relations and the Silk Road. And one of the mechanisms, you can use your term, is working on many researches, on many academic exchanges, so having more students from and maybe lectures from Afghanistan in Kazakhstan, and one day sending more students and from Kazakhstan to Afghanistan. So we know that this year we will have Kazakhstan will host Expo 2017, and we hope to see you, Your Excellency, Naheed FARID, here in Kazakhstan, and we will have more exchanges with NGOs, like NGO represented by Janel Bayastanova, and we will have more opportunities to talk about collaboration on Great Silk Road and green economy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we have the final?
Final notes?
Yeah. We talked about many things in this few minutes. We talked about Silk Road. I really want Afghanistan to find out and gain its ancient role and in its ancient role in connecting China Sea to Mediterranean. And I believe that one day will come that the people of Afghanistan can easily travel to Astana and to Almaty, and the people of Kazakhstan will easily have access to fruits of Afghanistan, which is really delicious. I think we have many problems, but we can learn from the people of Kazakhstan how they treat women. I believe the society can fly if we have two wings of men and women together, and we really want that to have in Afghanistan. In parliamentary friendship, we have many friendship groups. We have also Kazakhstan friendship group within the Parliament of Afghanistan, and we really want to exchange more to understand the political system, how the political system could bring more people together, and how the political system could bring more service to the people, and learn from it, which is very important. We really need that stability of politics in Afghanistan too. About the terrorism, we have a very big problem in the region, and these dark clouds are darkening our skies, and we have to be very cautious about this very important phenomena, which is terrorism and the proxy war. Countries are using it as a tool to attack other countries. We really want and have to have and tackle a joint policy and program to fight against any group that is going to bring disability to the country. I also want to thank the people of Kazakhstan once again for providing the opportunity of studying of our students here. And the fifth thing about the trades, traders were the agents of bringing cultures of Afghanistan and Central Asia countries and Kazakhstan together in the history through the Silk Road. And Expo 2017 in Astana is doing a wonderful, is following a very important goal. And that goal is to bringing that historical time to the present and modern time, asking traders, asking business people to come together and providing the opportunity of understanding which product is provided by which country and how we can have this relationship between the business people of different countries. I think Afghanistan people and Afghanistan group should play an important role of representing their products to the people and to the expo of Astana 2017, and we look forward to continue the business between the people of Kazakhstan and Afghanistan, to really go to Silk Road, to the real Silk Road, and bring the historian superhighway of Silk Road back to the modern area.
Your final words?
I agree with such a great, actually you shared the concept of our future relationship. And that's a great thing, because the Silk Road is the best platform for people to interact. And if we are able to disseminate the idea, the biggest idea of a Silk Road is the best relationship between the nations. And if we are able to extend this idea to people, someday will come and we'll say no borders, just the Silk Road. Mm-hmm. And of course the trading interest, the interest of cultural exchange, the interest of social and political views should be taken into account by both nations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And we had wonderful guests, Her Excellency, Madame Naheed FARID, first ever elected female member of parliament in Afghanistan. And we had Janel Bayastanova, she is the director for Kazakh Parliament Development Fund. We had discussion at al-Farabi Kazakh National University TV studio. Thank you very much for your attention.